Hello everybody, this is JT Productions and welcome back to another 2023 preview and prediction video. Today I'll be doing the Texas A&M Aggies. Texas A&M had a terrible season last year. Everybody that watched the football season last year knows that. Their 5 wins were against Sam Houston, Miami, Arkansas, UMass, and LSU, while their losses came against Appalachian State, Mississippi State, Alabama, South Carolina, Ole Miss, Florida, and Auburn. They had a point to where they did not win a game from September 24th until November 19th, almost 2 months later. It was just abysmal, and Jimbo Fisher is the one to blame. Jimbo Fisher, his offense has not worked, or has been getting worse and worse, it seems, every year, and he has refused to change it. And finally, this year, he was forced to hire an offensive coordinator. And who does he go out and get but Bobby Petrino? That Bobby Petrino, the Petrino that was in the neck brace after the motorcycle accident, was the head coach of the Arkansas Razorbacks and Louisville Cardinals with the Atlanta Falcons for about 2 seconds, and has been out of college football, or major college football, for since I believe 2017. So, yeah, we'll see how that goes. Now, he did have one of the best offenses in the SEC from 2009 to 2012, but he is not. We'll get there in a second. So, we can just brush past this season right here for Texas A&M and just look at the schedule for him, look at the roster. Well, they have a two-way race at quarterback. You have the senior transfer Max Johnson, who transferred in from LSU last year, and you have the sophomore Connor Wegman. Now, Connor Wegman, at the end of the season, he looked very good as a freshman. If you watch that LSU game, he had some great throws that helped him win the starting job over Max Johnson. At running back, you have Amari Daniels and Le'Veon Moss. Also, freshman Ruben Owens, who could play a role this year as well. And you have redshirt senior transfer David Bailey coming in from Colorado State. Wide receivers, you have a lot of talent as well. Evan Stewart, probably one of the best young wide receivers in the SEC. Anais Smith, a good veteran for them. Jalen Preston, another veteran. And Moose Muhammad. And they're not void of talent. They have a lot of guys here that can and should make an impact, but who knows? You also have Donovan Green at tight end, Max Wright as well. And on the offensive line, you have some young guys mixed with some older guys. Ruben Featherer, or however you say that. And Layden Robinson are two older guys that should take charge. Now, with that, we got the defense, which has a lot of young stars. You have Sherman Turner, McKinley Jackson, Walter Nolan, who's a big guy, Chris Russell, Adrian Cooper, Tyreek Chappelle. Damari Richardson's going to be a big guy for them. Tony Grimes, who's a senior transfer from North Carolina, and Sam McCall, sophomore transfer from Florida State. Defensively, I have no questions about them. I think their defense is going to be, again, one of the better ones in the SEC, but can the offense improve for Texas A&M? Well, let's see what I think. With the roster, they start the season out against New Mexico in College Station. I think they're going to be able to win this game easily before having a big road game in Hard Rock Stadium playing Miami. Now, Miami, they did not have a good season last year either with Mario Cristobal, but they bring Tyler Van Dyke back. They fired Josh Gaddis. They have a new offensive coordinator, and I think this is going to be a close game like last year with a little bit more scoring, and I think Texas A&M will prevail. I just think Texas A&M at this point is in a better shape talent-wise than Miami, which is weird to say, but I think that that's going to be the difference in this game. And then you go back home to play ULM and then Auburn. ULM, I think you're going to win that game. Just don't let it be Appalachian State from last year. In Auburn, this is going to be interesting. Hugh Freeze coming to College Station. Hugh Freeze in a couple of years, I think, is going to have Auburn back to that number 2, number 3 team in the West. But this year, I don't know. They could be middle of the pack. They could be upper middle of the pack. Or they could be absolute trash this year. I think you're going to win this game. I think Jimbo Fisher is going to beat Auburn and have Texas A&M 4-0 before going into the Southwest Classic. It's more on the fact of the talent on the defense and Bobby Petrino's offense that's going to have them actually being able to score the ball. So 4-0 before playing Arkansas. Now, this is a game with a couple of storylines. Arkansas, 2 years ago, got their first win against Texas A&M in a long time. And then last year, they had the win in their hands, but fumbled it with a missed field goal. Arkansas, with Sam Pittman and KJ Jefferson this year, I think are going to be a very physical ball club like they have been the last couple of years. They have a new offensive and defensive coordinator, but I think they get the better of Texas A&M. I think this is just going to be an off day for the Aggies, and I think Arkansas is able to come in here and steal one from them. After this, you have to play Alabama in College Station. Y'all have had Alabama's number the last 2 years, winning one and losing one. I think Alabama's just going to be too determined to win this game to let you have a lot of say in what happens. So I think Alabama comes in here and gives you your second loss. Then you're on the road at Tennessee, one of the toughest atmospheres in the SEC to play. I think you lose here. It's going to be a tough stretch here for Texas A&M. But after the bye week, I think you get back on track with a win against South Carolina. Then you go on the road to Oxford. This is going to be another tough game. Ole Miss, I think it's going to be an improved team from last year. Spencer Sanders, Jackson Dart, Walker Howard, whoever starts. And I think they're going to get a win against you to give you your 4th loss of the year. Now, after that, you play Mississippi State and Abilene Christian, and I think you win both those games. Mississippi State could give you some issues, but I think you're going to be able to squeak past them, especially at this point. Then you play on the road at LSU. At this point in the season, you are 7-4, looking for that 8-win margin that Jimbo Fisher had every year, besides the COVID year and last year. Texas A&M has never won in Baton Rouge in Tiger Stadium, and you're not going to this year. LSU is going to win, and I think win big. LSU is going to be a good team. You're going to be a pretty good team, just not that good of a team. So there you go. I have Texas A&M going 7-5. Now, this improvement from last year, but it still was below average for Jimbo Fisher. It's going to be a tough stretch if he goes 7-5. That seat's going to get hotter and hotter. So we'll just have to see what happens. Anyways, thank you all so much for watching. I hope you all enjoy, and Go Dogs.